see how thick this is? I am a dedicated soldier who joined the United States Army to follow in the footsteps of my father and brother who served honorably to repay our debts to this country for allowing our family refugees from war-torn Europe to have a second chance and to live the American dream. Within 6 months of enlisting, I was downrange. I was injured while on a dismounted patrol through the city of Samarra, Iraq. I was the RTO of the mission and I had rolled my ankle, causing me to fall down in full kit. I was hurt but followed through with the mission, not to mention continue my deployment without any disturbances because, as a soldier, I always placed the mission first. In December 2009, I aggravated the spot of my injury. While running during PT, I felt a shifting clicking in my left lower back and in my hip on my left side. I was on profile for a left hip and lower back pain. I went through treatment, but I was not recovering, and that's when I was told I would benefit from femoral acetabular impingement arthroscopic surgery. What? It's okay. I had to get surgery on my hip. Before I went into surgery, my pain was a steady 3 to 4, increasing with activity, however. My pain was manageable. I had that surgery on 10 August 2010. Immediately after surgery, I began to experience tremendous pain in my lower back, loss of feeling on my left quadricep, problems using the bathroom, and my hip was worse as well. I called orthopedic to figure out what had happened. Orthopedic said that they were nowhere near my back and that they had only worked on my hip. My exasperations of pain were not being recognized, and people were not taking my pain seriously. I became a frequent flyer at the ER, whereas prior to surgery I never went. For months I pled with the doctors, with providers, for help, when all they saw was a patient doctor shopping with drug-seeking behavior. My unit eventually sent me to the Warrior Transition Unit, where we all thought I would better benefit there for my recovery rather than in my line unit. I started processing in the middle of November 2010. I was in a PCCS program, Psychiatric Continuity of Care Services program, at Tripler for the beginning of December. They diagnosed me with PTSD, only to have that change once I got into WTU, because I raised concerns to my social worker about my psychologist and how I felt she was not meeting my needs. I was then set up with a social worker. My diagnosis got changed because I stopped going to the Soldier Assistance Center. However, I went through my triad of care, and this was their solution. Therefore, my team failed me. By the end of December of 2010, I was processed into Bravo Company in the WTU, where they would start my healing process. I addressed my medical concerns with all my providers, and even my chain of command. I felt that I was in the right place. Unfortunately, I was let down as no one was listening to my medical concerns. I reached out to my chain of command and providers saying that my health care needs were not being met. That has been the trend since my arrival into WTU to present day. The present day is November 22nd of 2011. My healthcare needs have not been met, and orthopedic was not being held accountable for the outcome of my surgery. Nevertheless, my condition was enough to send me to the Medical Evaluation Board. My present-day condition is only getting worse. I, as a customer of the healthcare system, have realistic expectations of the care that I should receive. The suppliers of the healthcare were not under proper management. The previous WTU command left a mess in the unit, as discovered with the recent inspections. Soldiers perform CTPs every week to address our care and is sent up to higher to make sure that soldiers' needs are being met. At several points in the WTU is put out information that we should be copying and pasting our CTP. Our CTP stands for Concurrent Transition Plan. So yeah, we should have been copying and pasting our concurrent transition plans by now. Soldiers were reluctant to fill them out because it was a waste of time, as nothing ever gets done. Hire only saw what the companies wanted them to see. As a soldier, I know that every checklist is part of a process, and every box to be checked has a procedure. Procedures were not being followed, as the previous chain of command did their own thing. I now stand before you in worse shape than I came into the WTU because no one was tracking customer service, because the managers were not keeping track of the providers. Through my healing process, I've been harassed, stigmatized, damaged, neglected, poisoned, and intimidated, yet I still put my faith into the system. I need your help, General, in order for me to have a successful transition so I can become a productive combat veteran in society. And, yeah, so you can kind of see a little bit of this. What's this? This is my MUC, my Meritus Unit Accommodation Award paperwork. That's the PCCS program. My ERB. Oh, sorry, I guess you can't really see this. This is ARCOM, MUC, NDS, National Defense Service Medal, Iraqi Campaign Medal, Global War on Terrorism Medal, Army Service Ribbon, Overseas Service Ribbon, Combat Infantry Badge, Driver Vehicle Badge. And this is for early promotion. PV2 medics completed over 200 combat patrols in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, 2009 through 2011. That's when the operation took place. I wasn't deployed that time. I was deployed from 2008 to 2009. These patrols resulted in the construction of numerous public projects in the Apache area of operation, and contributed to a disruption of the anti-Iraqi forces' influential hold over Samarra, Iraq. His unending commitment and motivation to never quit and always accomplish the mission exemplified his dedication to live the Army values and warrior ethos, and was an inspiration to the entire platoon. PV2 medics helped prepare all the administrative paperwork for the Sons of Iraq transition payments from 1 March through 11 March 2009. His motivation and dedication ensured a safe and successful transition of the SOI payments to the Iraqi government, assisting Iraq's move towards sovereignty and self-sufficiency. PV2 medics showed commitment to excellence by ensuring that the vehicles were always properly maintained and ready to go any time, and served as a gunner when called upon. He demonstrated his knowledge of the status of forces agreement and the Bronco rules of the road, while safely transporting soldiers through our missions and ensuring the local citizens' freedom of movement. PV2 medics' dedication to denying the enemy freedom of movement and the opportunity to harbor IED-making materials and illegal weapons showed his unparalleled commitment to securing the safety of his fellow soldiers and civilians living in the Cacti area of operations. Exceptional performance while assigned as an infantry grenadier during Operation Iraqi Freedom 2009-2011. PV2 medics' actions contributed immeasurably to the success of building a free and democratic nation for the citizens of Iraq. PV2 medics' professionalism and commitment to excellence reflects great credit upon him. The 2nd Battalion, 35th Infantry Regiment, Cacti, 25th Infantry Division, Multinational Division North, in the United States Army. So, no, it's kind of hard, but outstanding performance by a great young soldier. PV2 medics' contribution during Operation Cacti, I can't say that word, were critical to the successful transition of more than 1,300 Sons of Iraq, most deserving. Super performance. That's from my commander. And the day before I got promoted, I told my team leader he was a shitty freaking team leader because I was a fucked up soldier and I was asking him for help. This is part of the harassment 28 May, Medits, Psychoval, and the company AO. I don't need to go through my combat history. I really don't need to go through this, but I will at a later date. That's going to go in my book. Just trying to show you guys I'm no fucking joke. I know how to get the job done no matter what. They tried holding me down. They tried holding me back. The only person that can ever hold me back is myself. My own fucking family tried stopping me. My peers tried stopping me. Damn terrorists couldn't stop me. The only thing that ever came close to stopping me was myself. And I think that's, anyone who watches this, I think that's your own biggest challenge too, is overcoming yourself.